Good afternoon, my coolest of kids. How's everybody doing on this absolutely fantastic, nice and crisp? It's probably about 77 degrees out here. Noon time-ish time on Thursday. As you can see, that mucho grande tree that I had out back, I have now finished up taking down. Except for little tiny bits over here in the corner. But I'll take care of that. Not too long from now. See that right there? We got this big old thing too that fell down off to one side. That's okay. But look at that trail. Look at that ghost of a tree trunk left down over there. Not too bad though, right? I hope you guys are all having yourselves a fantastic day. Now, I have a story that I read. I know it's true. It's a fantastic story, actually, with a ending. And I want to tell it to you. Now, as we all have happened, well, maybe not everybody, but when you're growing up and you're going through the school system, go from elementary school, middle school, high school. Well, our story starts off in the 9th grade with a boy and a girl. With a boy and a girl, as it always, it does usually start with. Now, the girl came from a very small middle school, so she was a little scared growing up and, going into this big old high school. The boy was from a bigger suburb, middle school type area, and they were both going to the same regional high school. Now, she had her same little group of friends that she had, growing up, and, they went to that school, the big high school together as well, and they all were very close-knit, tight-knit type people. In their first freshman year, they were all really close together, The boy, being from a larger area, or bigger school district, and such from beforehand, he was very social out there. In that first freshman year, he was playing sports, doing everything. She was very secluded, more the artistic type. Now, the first day of school in the 9th grade, he claims that he told one of his buddies that he is going to marry that girl, pointing at her. Now, for sake of the matter, you're going to say his name's John and her name is Mary. I like that. Not too bad, right? Well, semi-formal that year, about 2 months in, forget that I said how secluded she was. He actually, works at the courage to ask her. Semi-formal is usually when relationships start. In school, at least it was around my area. He asked her to the dance. She, being so very shy, says, No, I can't. My parents, my family, my friends, every excuse in the book. Well, disappointed, he ends up taking some girl that he didn't even give a crap about, and the year worked its way out. She was growing up some of her friends, getting a little bit closer, being a little bit more grown up and such, and, next thing you know, it's sophomore year now. Sophomore year, he's still maintain at least being friends with her, talking with her and such, trying to, gain relationship status and such. He had dated a couple of girls a little bit here and there, but he had his eyes on Mary. And you know what? Secretly, Mary really liked John, too, ever since he had asked her to the semi-formal the year before. Well, sophomore year comes around. Guess who's asking her to semi-formal? John! John goes up, and he says, I've been watching you. Not creepy. And these are real things, real quotes from the story. And she started giggling and such, and she goes, I know, I like you, too. And yes, I will go with you. And he goes, so wait, are you asking me to semi-formal? I haven't got to ask you? That's not fair. And, they started laughing, and they ended up going to semi-formal together. Before the semi-formal even came, they were hanging out, they started dating. Next thing you know, it's child puppy love. And they stayed together through all of sophomore year, all of junior year, halfway through senior year. Mary's father has to take a job across the country. Oh no! Instead of vowing to stay together and everything else, they want to, their futures have changed. Everything's changed. They had planned on going to the same community college together and staying close with each other and everything, but they couldn't now. And they knew that it would only hurt to try to stay together. So they go their separate ways. John decides to join the military and ends up in the infantry. After he graduates, he gets deployed. He's only doing a 6-year service, I believe. He did a 6-year service, yeah. And, he's doing his 6 years. Mary decides to go to an art school, graduates with a bachelor's degree, and starts teaching a preschool. 6 years later, fast forward from when they graduated. Now, John is all done with his military service, sort of. He goes and he does the Army Reserves. 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, that service thing, and then still he picks up a job back in the hometown where he used to live. Mary didn't move all the way back to the home state from where they were originally, but she was only a state over. well, still single, a couple of relationships later and such, they, neither one of them had found love at all. He had been in the military service, he hadn't done anything, She had a couple of failed relationships, nothing ended up working out. They end up talking online on Facebook of all things, and they get back together. Oh my God, yay! Oh, it's so happy. They're all together, they're happy, they're meeting up with each other. She and, they meet up halfway through the middle, going to the movies, seeing each other, dates, start doing sleepovers again, next thing you know, he's moving over there with her, ends up driving an hour and a half to work all the time. So now they're together. Yay! They've been together like 5-6 months, right? Woohoo! John gets deployed. The reserves get deployed, which never usually happens. It does not happen very often. I even looked it up myself. Reserves don't usually get deployed. Very sad, but you know what? When you get deployed to reserve, it's usually only 6 to 12 months of deployment, and you're back. And they're going to get through it. They'll be fine. Everything will be good. What's he end up doing 2 weeks before he deploys? He they end up getting engaged. Hey, and then the next day, married. Woo! So they're married now. He gets deployed, gets a little extra money because she's married to him and such, and they're talking back and forth and everything. 2 weeks after he gets deployed, this whole caravan that he was on, boom, IED, he passes away. So they're all in mourning, very sad. It's horrible. The worst thing ever could have possibly happened. Love lost, love found, back together. Everything was going to be amazing as he got back. Everything is amazing. Everything was going to be so wonderful, and it just all shatters down. And she'd been feeling really sick, so she wasn't sure if it was mourning, anxiety, stress, something like that was like affecting her, or what it was. Well, she goes to the doctors to find out in the middle of the mourning process. She's pregnant, obviously with his child. And what's the baby? A boy. His mother and father are absolutely, they're ecstatic and depressed, saddened at the same time. Her mother and father are just, just floored. They're so excited, but everybody's nobody knows how to react. They end up naming the baby after him, and they have a picture that I saw at the very end that shows them all around saying, "In your memory, John," and then the baby's his name, Junior. So in the long run, they ended up having the baby to live on in his name. Families are all, close-knit together still. She hasn't married off to anyone else or anything like that, but sad, horrible ending with a little bit of spirited light at the end there. Find yourself something good and even the worst of times. Positive vibes for positive life, and always portray the best possible you by staying true to yourself. Have a great day.